Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast, where I'm a woman on a mission to help you get the Zettelkasten of your dreams on your work table beside you. Well, we have been working on a series called View from the Boxes, where we're talking about the physical objects in a Zettelkasten and how you work with them, from the point of view of within the structure itself. It gives us another way of looking at what's going on in a Zettelkasten. Well, we've completed the standard 3 boxes, which are, of course, the bib box, where you collect your bibliography cards, your bibliography notes from the sources that you're reading, watching, viewing, absorbing. The main box, where you collect your notes that intermingle and can create conversations in your Zettelkasten. That's where your ideas live. And we've talked about the index box, where you can look things up, where you can help place your cards, where you also get an interesting intermingling of ideas as well, because when a keyword has been used 3 or more times, it gets promoted to a card of its own. And then you get to see very intimately all of the different conversations, main cards that you've got going in your Zettelkasten that utilize that keyword. You can get some pretty good insights from those as well. Well, today we're branching out and we're going into a new section which is about non-standard boxes, because besides these basic 3 that just about everybody has in their Zettelkasten, different keepers of Zettelkastens like to keep different kinds of boxes. And we're going to explore a few of those. I'm going to start out with the ones that I myself keep, but then I'm going to talk a little bit about some of them that I do not keep, but I've heard of others keeping. So if you'd like to have yours mentioned, please include in the comments section what kind of box that you use that might not be one of the standard of bib box, main box, index box. So let me know the kinds of boxes you keep. Otherwise, we're going to go straight on into the author box, also called a people box. It's the place where I keep information about those who have written the books I'm reading, and I'm also starting to keep my own personal information about businesses that I transact with, people that I know, family members. They're starting to all accumulate in the author box as well. But in terms of my Zettelkasten, the main reason why I need a people box is to store the authors of the books that I'm reading and the videos that I'm watching, especially when more than one author contributes to a particular title in an important way. So come on over to the down-facing camera. I'll show you what goes into my author box and how I use it. See you over there. Okay, here's Zeke, my Zettelkasten. My author box and my work box share a drawer in my Zettelkasten. The first half of the box is my work box, and the second half of the box with all of the alphabetic divider cards is where I keep my author information. Here are a few of my author cards. As you can see by looking at the nicknames that I've given to the books that I'm reading, I only recently evolved to using the naming convention of the author's first and last initials, followed by an underscore, followed by the initials of the keywords in the title. Previously, I just made up something either that was the initials and a keyword without the underscore, or just something that picked up some aspect of the title itself. These are the card numbers that you will give to your bib cards. And as you can see from the variety, you're really quite free to make up whatever nickname you want to make up. But the main point of it is that whatever you create, it's going to be shorter to write your nickname than to write the entire book title. And that's kind of the purpose of keeping a nickname to go with each source. Now, why do I keep a separate author box? Why don't I just rely on the bib card itself? Part of the reason is that sometimes a given book or video might have more than one contributing author. For example, in this case, this is a video interview where David Perel is interviewing Michael Dean. So I involve the first letter of each last name, the underscore, and then the work. And I list it under both authors individually. That isn't the only way that I list my books. I also like to keep a title index. For example, if all I remember from the interview that I want to look up is that it had something to do with writing, I can go to my letter W, look up the entry, and see the entire name and the actual bib card. So I can pull the bib card with my notes. That reference lets me pull the bib notes that I've taken on the interview. And it also gives me further information that enables me to find that interview again on YouTube when I want to see it. As I mentioned previously with my new style of bib cards, I now also include a tagline on the bib card, which will bring back the entire bib card to my mind. And then in my regular index, I also index my entire tagline. And my books stand out in my regular index because I retain the red color that's emblematic of the name of a bib card. For me, it's especially valuable to have an author box because I make bib cards for books that I haven't read yet. And one of the disciplines that I try to hold myself to is before I buy another book to sit on my shelf unread, I first make out the bib card. And by having to make out all of those steps, the name of the book, a picture of the book, all of the publication information, my purpose, why I want to read it, and the tagline, by the time I've done all of that, I'm pretty sure that I actually do intend to read that book. Because if it was just a passing fancy, then about midway through that process, I'm going to abandon the whole thing and I will end up not buying a book that I might just have bought on whim and never read. There's another advantage as well. The first thing I do before creating that new bib card is I make the entry in the author card. And guess what that has saved me from? You guessed it, buying the same book twice. Oh, I've done that more than once. But now with my new discipline, I get out the author card and I go, oh, I've already got a copy of this book. It doesn't happen as much anymore now that I put the entire tagline on it, because now that I've got the tagline, I'm so motivated to read the book that it's much more likely that it's going to sit on the desk near where I can grab, and it's probably going to get read. Do you keep an author box? What do you put in your author box? Please share in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And next time, we'll talk about another style of box that I keep that I call the vision box. So come on back for that one. See you then. Bye-bye.